When a Ninjago season comes out, it is extremely exciting because the new adventure has just begun and fans have waited months for the new season. That's why the first scene, the opening scene of every season, has to capture that excitement, has to satisfy the excitement fans have, and also bring you into the feelings you're supposed to have for the upcoming season. And a solution Ninjago has to this is they take out the intro. They don't have the intro in the first episode of any season, and they just kind of dive right into the story. And then the way they introduce the episode title is absolutely epic, especially with the newer seasons. I love it when they bring in the title with the epic Ninjago music. And the reason I mention all this is because today we'll be going through the top 5 new Ninjago opening scenes, meaning every season after season 11, and we have exactly 5, so that's what's making this list absolutely perfect.
Wasted true potential.
Would you like to enter Prime Empire?
Shintaro.
Uncharted.
A big splash.
So in the number 5 spot, we have the Master of the Mountain opening. Master of the Mountain was a great season, and I think this opening really captures what the season was about. It also showed us what the ninja were doing in their free time, and also a mention to the previous season, which was Prime Empire, since Lloyd and Cole were playing Prime Empire on the couch. For a second there, I was scared that they were drinking soda and they were lazy again, because I seriously didn't want season 11 to happen again. The way they introduced the title and the grandness of the thing, it really started the bubble that is Master of the Mountain. In the number 4 spot, we have Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu's opening scene. So this one starts with Zane having a vision, and then Aspira comes in, and then they pretty much narrate the whole season through this one vision right here. We see the Ice Emperor, we see the Fire Serpents. So it was definitely a lot more action-packed than the Master of the Mountain one, but we're not really here to measure action and coolness. We're here to see how much of the season it captures, and since this opening is capturing the whole season, it's basically a summary, I think it's really introducing us to the concept of the Fire chapter pretty well. Some people might count the Ice chapter opening as well, since some people view it as a whole different season, but we're not going to get into that now. For now, the opening scene of season 11 is that one where Zane has a vision, and it's pretty good. Next up, we have the Islands opening scene, and here we're starting to get to the good stuff. This one was a little boring, but I think that's because I've watched it way too much, and I really like how the totems were introduced. There were some interesting visuals, a lot of funny jokes, and I really love how they zoom into the Uncharted title as they zoom into the ninja and where they are. It's really epic, and again, the music is also really great when they give you the title. I think that will never get old. But generally, the island opening was great, and it's actually the only well-paced part of the island. Everything else felt a little rushed. In the number 2 spot, we have the Seabound opening. And again, I want to remind you that this is not a ranking for how good the seasons were, it's just how good the openings were. Seabound by itself is probably one of the best we've had so far after season 11. But the reason I like the Seabound opening is because it introduces some more Vengestone buyer details, because the truck's misdemeanor, aka Fire Lady, was carrying around, and it also introduced Nia's main problem, which was losing control of her powers, and that was visually really exciting to see. I mean, a lot of Ninjago seasons don't really have an exciting opening scene like this, action-packed, and it's also taking you into the story and really getting you a feel of the ocean. The soundtracks were great, and I also liked a lot of the comedy. For example, that little boy who thought he was a Ninjroid. That's super relatable. Almost all Zane fans think they're a robot for like half of their life until they realize that's just a wish and not an actual reality. Finally, in the number 1 spot, we have Prime Empire's opening. And no, I am not putting this in the number 1 spot because I am biased towards Prime Empire. Again, this is not a season ranking, and I promise this is not based on any bias. But it's because, first of all, we have an epic opening scene. I keep wanting to watch it again and again. Great soundtracks over there. We get vehicle scenes. I love vehicle scenes. Seeing the sets in the show is epic. We get that. And then we also see an amazing transition into the Would You Like to Enter Prime Empire title. I would recommend going back to that episode and actually checking that music out because it is epic again. So one, it captures the feel of Prime Empire with the police cars, sirens, and the soundtracks and all the dark lighting. So that's there. It feels very realistic. I mean, yes, Prime Empire's opening scene is by far the longest out of all the opening scenes we've seen so far, and that does kind of help. It's the length of half of the episode, and that's why it's able to capture so much things I like, but it also does capture the emotion of Prime Empire a lot better. But that does wrap up this video looking at the top 5 opening scenes. Do you have anything else that you would put in the number 1 spot? Again, not counting how good the rest of the season was, and just generally which of the Ninjago opening scenes were your favorite. These days, visually, they look the best since THX, the newer animation company of Ninjago, is killing it with the fight scenes and backgrounds and lightings, but I'm pretty sure there are some golden opening scenes from before Season 10 included. Thank you for watching a top 5 video, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!